अगले 30 सेकंड्स में आप बदल सकते हैं अपने लाइफ का ट्रैक एंड नेवर लुक बैक।
यार छोड़ो ये सारे हैक्स एंड सिंपली लर्न टू गेट अहेड। जैसे कि दानिश, a civil engineer turned data scientist who decided to simply learn. और कैसे हुआ ये possible?
With a course from a premier university, मेरे करियर ने लिया एक नया डायरेक्शन।
True champion who upskilled to win big. How big?
A massive hike that transformed my life.
Danish changed gears pretty early in the race. But Prasan wanted to explore more to get ahead. इसीलिए उसने करा Simply Learn. From mechanical engineering to a data analyst and a podcaster in his free time. ऐसा career transformation कैसे bro?
Simplilearn के इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट से सीखा लाइव और खुद बन गया डेटा एक्सपर्ट।
इतना कुछ इतनी जल्दी डिफिकल्ट तो रहा होगा।
With a well-structured course, it felt like a piece of cake.
That is simply awesome. What's also awesome is that 9 साल के long career के बाद Nitin didn't choose a quick fix. He just added data science into the mix. Nitin, how did you change the game?
Worked on real industry problems to become the real deal.
A joint family, a regular job, responsibilities तो बहुत थी, but nothing could stop Nitin from getting ahead. What an all-rounder.
Day ho ya night, with flexible learning, you can always make it right.
Passion या situation चाहे जो भी हो, नितिन, दानिश और प्रसन्न की तरह you too will find your way to get ahead when you simply learn. क्योंकि आपके लिए shortcuts नहीं, simply learn है सही. Get ahead with Simply Learn.
country you're
Recording
joining
in
us from.
progress.
The chat is open. You can. So my name is Akshay. I am from Simplilearn. I am joining in from Bangalore. Karthik, where are you joining us from?
Yeah, so I'm from Chennai. So I work at Ford Motor Company. I manage the business analytics team.
I would request the audience to put in the chat from where they are joining. Hi Satya. Hi. Good to know you're joining us from Pune. Aftab. Hi Aftab. Hi Satya. My Swapnil. So Bangalore, Pune, Kolkata. Great. Good to see you all here today. We have a wide audience joining us from across the country. Before we begin, I would like to welcome all of you to our webinar today. Discover how to launch your business analyst career in 2024. I hope I'm audible and my screen is visible to everybody. I would request you to just confirm that in the chat as well. Great. Thank you for the confirmation. Let's begin. Before we begin, I would like to set some ground rules. Please, if you have any questions during the session, I would request you to put it in the Q&A box, which is there below. Yes, the session is being recorded and you'll be getting a follow-up email with the recording link as well. If in order to get your webinar certificate for attending today, you will need to fill in the post-webinar survey, which will come once you close the webinar. Please fill in your details and give your feedback, and the recording link and your certificate will be delivered to your email. That's about it. Please, I request all of you to post a question in the Q&A box. Let me begin with introducing Simplilearn. Simplilearn is the world's #1 online bootcamp. We have been in the training industry for about 14 years now, and we have taught to about 500,000 careers across 150 countries. We have about 40 plus global accreditations, and we have about 800 plus qualified trainers working with us. We provide courses on different topics, as you can see: AI, machine learning, data science, business analytics, cloud computing, DevOps, and so on. Let me take you through the agenda for today. We're obviously talking about about business analytics careers in 2024, and what this program offers you, how this program will get you job ready, and the enrollment steps to this program. And we'll have a Q&A session, which will be taken at the end. We welcome Mr. Karthik today, our mentor for today. He's been an analytics manager with over 18 years of experience and 12 years in the data science industry. He's currently working at the Ford Motor Company. And I would request Karthik to please introduce himself.
Yeah, thanks, Akshay. So, hello, everyone. I am currently working for Ford Motor Company in their analytics division. So, as the slide says, I have totally 18 to 19, almost close to 19 years experience, and I am a computer science engineer, and I hold a degree in management. So the last 12 years I have mainly worked in data science, and again I have worked in varying different kinds of projects, like reporting, dashboarding, to advanced machine learning, data science, and also deep learning projects, which I'm doing of late. So I'm happy to be part of this meeting. Thanks.
Thank you, Karthik. Thank you for being here, and it's an honor to have you on board today. Moving on, let's begin with talking with some of the business analytics careers in 2024. Karthik, so what exactly is business analytics? How do you define business analytics in your words?
So business analytics in simple words is the process of deriving insights from data. So for example, let's say a person is a marketing analyst, and one of the questions that comes up for him is, did any of our marketing campaigns work? Right? Recently, we ran this marketing campaign. So he would mainly be involved in gathering data and analyzing, consolidating, and deriving insights from it. It could be something as simple as exploratory analysis to regression, or any of the models to find whether the marketing campaign was successful or not, right? So that is just one specific example. So in the end, you need a different kinds of skills. One is how do we gather the data? How do we use the right technique? So it needs a blend of programming plus statistical knowledge, as well as communication. The communication is important because the person would be telling their results, details, explaining it to business, and it has to be in more business understandable form. So yeah, those are some skills that people in business analytics would be required.
Great. Thank you. Karthik, do you think that data has become the most essential thing ever, and it's going to be even further going ahead?
Yes, so especially in the last, I would say 15 years or so, and I have been in analytics for the last 12 years, and I was also part of data warehousing, which in a way it is like a way of how you store data in a format to be consumed, right? So data has been the volume of data that we get has really grown exponentially, and there are some main reasons. One of the reasons is how we are able to the other technologies that have also grown. So how can you store large amount of data, big data? How can you gather data from different sources, like getting data from a car, right? Taking the case of automotive. So initially it was like you did not have any kind of digital devices, but now cars, everything have sensors, so they detect what kind of signals the cars give. Where does the car move? It's like a mobile phone, right? You tracks where it goes, how long it is used, what features. So again, as per like there is what this called the Moore's law. So Moore's law is every 2 years the number of transistors on a chip doubles, right? So as a result of that, the computing power, storage power has vastly increased. So that is one major reason I see data becoming very crucial, right? And also there are real life use cases that we see, like Netflix, Amazon, again, how they use analytics to improve their sales, right? So Netflix, uh, almost 80% of their revenue comes from the recommendations that they provide, right? So yeah, that's, I see those are some reasons that I see. And also it's a blend of different skill sets, like I said, programming and statistics, and it also requires communication skills, right? The right business domain knowledge is another important thing. So yeah, that's one. Those are some key reasons I see why data has become very essential.
Thank you. Can you take us through some of the key skills that will be needed for any business analyst or data analyst in 2024? What?
Yeah, so like I said, broadly, it would be three key skills, and it's very broad. So one of them definitely is business domain knowledge, which again companies value a lot, because from the technical side, a lot of it is getting automated these days. Of course, you need to know how it is, but the domain knowledge is very crucial here, understanding the business. And the technical skills, like understanding the mathematics behind it, and statistics, different techniques that we use. So here, as it's been mentioned, linear regression, logistic, right? Those are some basic methods that they use for building model. It could be even more complex ways that they use to build it, right? So knowledge of the math knowledge, and as well as programming skills, right? You may need to use SQL, Python, R. These kind of technologies have become very common these days. So those are some crucial skills I can broadly classify into. And yeah, like communicating your results to business, that's another important thing that they look for. How do you communicate the results in a more understandable form? So those are some key skills that's required. And again, recently we have seen a lot of buzz around large language models and how they are automating a lot of things, right? So yeah, keeping in touch with technology changes and staying on top of it is very crucial here.
Got it. Got it. Thank you, Karthik. I think it has been- So, as a business analyst, like, what are the different key roles you think is going to be in demand, or what do you think is going to be coming up in the next year or so? Can you take us through
Yeah,
some of
so,
them? Yeah.
yeah, so again, some of the roles that are listed here are more domain specific, like financial analysts, right? People who work in a financial domain, supply chain analysts. So supply chain is one of the most important things for manufacturing companies, right? Automotive or FMCG manufacturing. So how do you ensure that the right set of goods are available? How do you ensure the inventory is less? How do you ensure they are stocked, right? So all of these need a kind of mathematical models to be involved and optimizing each of these, right? So definitely, I think the years going forward, a sound understanding of the mathematical techniques for a data scientist or a machine learning. And one more area is how do you deploy these things, right? So maybe as a business analytics may not involve it, but if you're looking for a career in data science or a machine learning engineer, you should see how can you deploy what you build, how can it run in production at a and is scalable, right? So those are some skills that they definitely look for in this year in 2024. And also, like I said, I think generative AI is a very hot topic now. People are trying to get an idea of what it is essentially and how can it be tuned to help companies, right? A lot of things can be automated, or it can be the processes can be speeded up. So yeah, I think LLM is generative AI and large language model is another important area.
So before moving on, I have just launched a poll for the audience. I would request you all to punch in your responses. Just ask how much experience do you have. You can be currently studying 0 to 3 years, 0 to 5 years, or more than 5 years of experience. So I will request you to please punch in your responses. I'll keep the poll open for another 10 seconds. And then I will close it up. I would request all of you to punch in your answers. I'll just stop the polling. Thank you. So as I can see, most of our audience is more than 5 years of experience, and some of them are between 0 to 3 years and 0 to 5 years as well. And about 30% of our audience is currently studying. That's good. Thank you. Moving on. I have another poll coming up. So now that you know that the skills and what are the different career paths you can take, I would quickly run another poll. So what's really stopping you from becoming a business analytics expert? Is it that you are not finding a comprehensive program? I don't have practical exposure to become job ready, or are you finding it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos, or your work schedule doesn't allow enough time? So I'll just quickly launch the poll, so you can just punch in your answers. It's a multiple choice, so you can put in whatever problems you have. So you may have, you may not, you may have been having more than one problem out of these. So I request all of you to punch in your responses. Is it that you cannot find a comprehensive curriculum? Is it that you don't have enough practical exposure to become job ready? You're finding it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos, or your work schedule just doesn't allow you enough time for learning? I'll just keep the poll open for another 5 seconds. I request all of you to punch in your responses. And I'll end the poll. Great. Thank you all for your responses. So I can see the audience have a lot of problems. They are not able to find a curriculum. They don't have practical exposure is our most common answer. And the work schedule doesn't allow them enough time. Great. Thank you all for your responses. So to overcome all these problems, Simplilearn has come up with a unique program called the Business Analytics for Strategic Decision Making. It is in collaboration with the IIT Roorkee and in collaboration with IBM as well. So this program is about for 6 months duration. If you invest about 10 to 15 hours a week, you'll be able to finish the program in about 6 months. It has a comprehensive curriculum with an industry-aligned learning path. It has integrated case studies, which will give you practical experience. It has also online live virtual classrooms where you can interact with the peers and your instructors. It is also flexible to fit your lifestyle and schedule. At the end of the program, you'll be getting a certificate from IIT Roorkee and also post-completion certificates from IBM. We will be having IBM hackathons, Ask Me Anything sessions, and masterclasses from IIT Roorkee faculty as well. We also provide career assistance program. And as we all know, IIT Roorkee is one of the most renowned and recognized universities in India and worldwide as well. It has over 175-year history. It has over 8,000 students at any point, and about 500 faculty. And the IIT Roorkee Department of Management Studies ranks about the first in the research and professional practices in the 2020 ranking. Coming to the IBM advantage, this course, as I mentioned, is in collaboration with IBM as well. You will be having exclusive hackathons and Ask Me Anything sessions by IBM, masterclasses by IBM faculty as well, and industry will be also getting some of the additional courses along with this course. Coming to the eligibility of this program, first and foremost, you need to have a drive to apply for business analytics concepts in the real world problems. Preferably 5 years of experience would be great if you're planning to join this program. And the good news is you don't need any prior coding experience or technology know-how. Karthik, I have a quick question for you. What do you think about the first eligibility criteria? Like, you need becoming a business analyst, how important it is to have interest in that field, and like, how would you guide our learners today?
Yeah, so again, a drive to apply business analytics in real world problems. So that's something very crucial. Again, I would say analytics, it is partly science as well as partly it involves creative side as well. By creative side, I mean, how can you modify your models, or how can you build models that are more appropriate and are more accurate, right? So the ability to apply to business and to actual business problems is very important. Your domain knowledge, that's where, like I mentioned earlier, domain knowledge is very crucial here in helping you succeed at this, right? Yeah, again, coding experience, that's one more important area. I think people who understand business, they also need to have some basic coding knowledge to get into analytics. So yeah, so that's really what I wanted to.
So how does this program prepare you? We have a very comprehensive program lined up for you guys, beginning with an orientation session where you'll be taken through all the know-hows of the program and what we'll be learning and everything. Followed by foundations of business analytics module. Again, after that, we'll have a statistical analysis for business decision making, followed by an exploratory data analysis and visualizing using R, predictive analytics for business, prescriptive analytics for business, and data science and machine learning for decision making, business analytics for decision making. Capstone project. The Capstone project we'll be discussing in a few more slides as well. Apart from these modules, we also have some electives. We have academic masterclasses from IIT Roorkee faculty. We have industry masterclasses from IBM. We also have data analysis with Python by IBM, mathematical optimization for business problems by IBM, and data visualization with Python with IBM. And we also have a new module added, which is generative AI. Just like Karthik mentioned, that one of the most hot topic right now, generative AI. We have added a module in that as well. Karthik, can you just comment on like the comprehensiveness of this program and how generative AI is changing how we work these days?
Yeah, so again, I think, like I said earlier, each of the steps mentioned here are very crucial to get a solid grasp. Again, you would start with simple exploratory analysis, and you would be taught, you can pick up on commonly used analytics tools, right? Like Python or R. These are some commonly used. Python is, of course, it is much more widely used. Based on that, also you would need to have a good grasp of mathematical concepts, and then you can move on to the next steps, like they said, predictive, prescriptive analytics. So in the end, business wants to know what they should do. They need to be provided with some steps on how they should progress and how to achieve certain results, right? So that's where prescriptive analytics comes. And machine learning, again, it's like a way of automating things. How can you create some set of steps that helps you achieve certain outcomes, right? So that's where machine learning is. The input would, of course, be the data, the clean data transform, and the output would be kind of an automated process that would predict with a good accuracy whatever business outcomes are required, right? And similarly, the generative AI, I think that's another key concept that is required. So especially in the last 1 year, this term has gained a lot of traction, and I think rightly so, because it is being used to automate a lot of areas. And yeah, that is another important skill that is required, and I think it's good that those skills are being incorporated.
Got it. Got it. Thank you for that. Moving on. These are some of the tools and frameworks that you'll be learning. These include Excel, Tableau, Power BI, Python, or MySQL. Karthik, can you just take us through these tools? Like, how important are these tools to be learned to become a business analyst?
Yeah, so first of all, maybe starting with the database, right? You have MySQL is a very commonly used database. They call it RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. So this is where you store and query data in a normalized form. So MySQL is, I would say, one of the tools that's being used widely. Another key area in analytics is dashboarding and generating business insights. So dashboarding, very simply, is like you can think of like charts or graphs that help business track certain key metrics. And I think things from my Tableau is one of the key business intelligence tool, and same with Microsoft Power BI. Power BI is another very important tool that is gaining traction of late. So yeah, Tableau, and there is also ClickView, which is another important dashboarding tool, right? And Microsoft Excel, it's a versatile tool. It can be used for multiple purposes. It can be either for it can be used either for simple analysis to even try and prepare some dashboards which are used by business. So Microsoft Excel is another important one. And Python, in terms of programming language, in terms of machine learning, I think Python is one of the most widely used tools. Yeah, I think it will be very helpful if people can get a basic understanding of this tool even as they are starting their course.
Moving on, we had mentioned about the Capstone project, which will be included in the program. So Capstone project is a project which you'll be mimicking a real life business problem, and you'll be able to solve it along with your with the help of your instructors. Obviously, it will help you add value to your resume and say that you have worked on a problem, and obviously will get you the job interview that you're looking for, or getting a hands-on experience about projects as well. So this project will be included in the program. These are some of the projects, the examples that are included in the program. It's understanding R for business analytics. Impact of training on employee satisfaction is another project which we have. There is another project called client portfolio classification, and there are many more such projects as part of the program, which will be undergoing. We also have some of the global leaders as program advisors. These include Professor Ramesh, Professor Tarun Sharma, and Professor Amit Upadhyay. All these will be part of your program as well. These are some of the learner outcomes. This is Sudipta Ghosh, how he had 12 years of experience in business development, and then he moved, he took up the course from IIT Roorkee, and now he's starting his own business. This is just one of the stories which we have. You can maybe go on our website and check out for more such stories. And explore how our learners have benefited from this program. Moving on, apart from the program, we also provide job assist services to our learners. These include free access to expert webinars, which will help you plan your career. You can also work with the real world projects across industries and create a portfolio of projects. And the job assist obviously contains a portal. You can access to a portal where you'll be able to apply to jobs. We also help with resume writing services where you can improve your resumes and make it great to land that perfect interview for you, which you've always been looking for. And we also provide one-on-one mentoring services where mentors will be able to help you and take mock interviews for you and give you feedback so that you can improve the next time. So now that you know what all we are offering, what the program is offering, I would like to quickly run another poll here that if you are interested to enroll in our business analytics program from IIT Roorkee, it's a simple yes or no. You can punch in your answers, and we have quite a audience today, very interactive. So I can see a lot of polls being answered, and it's great to know that we have an active audience today. I'll keep the poll open for another 5 seconds and we'll shut. I request all of you to punch in your poll answers. Great. Thank you. I'll end the poll. Thank you all. As I can see, almost 70% of our audience is interested in taking up the program. That's good. Moving on, I'll quickly run you through the enrollment steps for this program. There are 3 simple steps. Step 1, you need to submit an application. You can do that by sending us an email at askus@simplilearn.net. Our team at Simplilearn and IIT Roorkee will review your application in the second step. Once all your eligibility criteria and education background is verified, we will send you an admission letter in the final step. So those who are interested, our next cohort starts on the 29th of November this month. And the induction session will be on 29th and the classes will start in the month of January. So let me tell you that we have limited number of seats. I'll quickly post the link to the course page in the chat so that you can have access and explore the course in detail again. Coming to the program fees, the program is priced at 1,49,000 in India. We also provide EMI financing options. It's starting at 5,071 rupees a month. If you have any other queries related to the program, you can always email us at askus@simplilearn.net and our team will get back to you at the earliest. So how soon do you plan to enroll in this program? We have another poll. Is it immediately or within 3 months, within 6 months, or after 6 months? So this will help us better understand our audience better. So I would request you all to please punch in your answers in this poll. How soon do we plan to enroll in our business analytics course by IIT Roorkee? I request all of you to punch in your answers. Keep the poll open for another 5 seconds and we close. Meanwhile, I would request everybody to post your questions in the Q&A box so that we can take it up in the coming slides. Thank you all for your responses. Yes, Bhushan, it is of 6 months. Coming to Q&A sessions, I'll just quickly run through if we have any questions. So Bhushan, we also provide EMI options. As I mentioned, it starts from 5,000 a month. You can always send us an email at askus@simplilearn.net and our team will be getting back to you with more details. The next batch is scheduled to start in the orientation is going to be held this month, the 29th of November, and the classes will begin for the same in the month of January. It is a 6-month course, Ranjit. So if you invest like 10 to 15 hours a week, you'll be able to complete the program in 6 months along with the projects. Do we have any questions for Karthik, our mentor today? Yes, Ranjit, we'll have weekend classes as well. We have live sessions on the weekends and we also have pre-recorded videos which you can watch at any time you wish to. Class timings, Aditi, we will we have separate cohorts, so you can send us an email, and depending on your choice, we can set the class timings and we inform you about the class timings. So Karthik, I have a question for you. So I'm very intrigued by these motor companies, like, and you are working in one of them. So how does your day look like? What exactly, like, if you can just brief us, what exactly you do as a in your role?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm a data analytics and machine learning engineering manager. So mainly our day mostly consists of, so I'm also playing the role of a product owner. So our days would generally consist of how do we identify the right business problem. So I discuss with the business teams to understand what are their problems, what are the way forward. And we also create a roadmap as to what are the key areas that we need to accomplish and try to see if a problem is really worth working on, right? So does it add good business value, and does it help in saving cost or adding revenue? So those are some things we take into account to identify the business value. So once the business value is understood, we try to see how the problem can be solved, what are the data dimensions that we need, where can we obtain them from, right? So those are some things more from the brainstorming perspective, understanding the data, and also work with other teams. So mine is also a cross-functional team. I work with different teams. So it's to understand where the data is, and most importantly, what technique can we use, right? So start with some exploratory analysis and then go to more complex machine learning models. And finally, once it has reached a certain stage, how can we deploy that model and ensure it seamlessly runs on a regular basis, right? So those are the steps that we generally do for any machine learning or analytics projects. And yeah, like I said, also deriving the business value, it's very important because that's how we justify. And I also manage a team of close to 7 to 8 people who are data scientists. So yeah, discussions with them, mentoring them, hand-holding them, those are some areas that I work on.
Great, great. Sounds very interesting. And the amount of data I'm sure you must be getting, like for cars and other things, like must be immense. Like, because nowadays most of the cars have the maybe like I don't know how many sensors, but each of them must be gathering so much data that there's a lot to play with, right?
Yes, yeah. So again, my area is not directly related to, but we partly get some data on this. So like I said earlier, how do you track where the vehicle is, the location of the vehicle? Those are some things that's being done very on a large scale. So that's again is a good classic example of data explosion, uh, uh, the digital transformation that's happening at a lot of companies. So yeah, I think those are some data. We use some big data analytics platforms to process such data.
Great. Uh, I I'm not able to. I don't think that we have any more questions for today. Uh, yes, Bhushan, you can enroll for this course. There's no worries. Uh, we have one last poll before we end the session today. If you need any assistance to enroll for this program, you can simply punch in yes. I have launched the poll. Do you need any assistance to enroll? You can quickly punch in your responses. If you don't need any assistance, you can directly go to the program page, fill in the form, and our team will get back to you immediately. And if you need any assistance, please punch in a yes. So those who have punched in a yes, you can expect a call back from us immediately. I'll keep the poll open for another 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Sorry. I request all of you to please punch in your responses. Thank you all. I'll end the poll now. That's it for today. I would thank our mentor for today, Mr. Karthik, for joining us and giving us his time. It was really interesting session, and we really got to learn a lot about the different skills and the roles that are needed for business analyst. I would request all of you uh, that we have joined you today to please have a look at the link which I've shared in the chat. I'll paste it again for everybody so that you can explore the program and see what all it offers, as we already discussed today. And I would like to thank Karthik for joining us today. Thank you, Karthik, for being here.
Thank you, Akshay. It was a pleasure joining us.
Thank you all for joining us today. I wish you a very good night and a great week ahead. Thank you. I'll end the webinar.
Thank you.
Thank you.